Today, Caitlin Clark declared that she will not participate in the three-point competition and this approaching WNBA All-Star Game. Indiana weekend. Hold on, what? We just got the news. Did we just forfeit Caitlin Clark's All-Star selection weekend?
So Caitlin Clark is officially out for the All-Star Game. I am not surprised.
Since this isn't merely a game that was missed, Adam Silver's worst-case situation is this, taking place in real time.
But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league. I would say, seems like she can take care of herself. She's a tough player. I think it may.
Caitlin Clark recently declared her departure of the three-point competition as well as the All-Star match. Adam Silver is also not. I'm going to let this go. He's actually worried on the WNBA's inability to safeguard Caitlin Clark due of the current situation had overreached themselves. Let's slow down then. Down and examine how we arrived here in the first place. First, earlier this week, in what appeared to be a typical game between fans of the Connecticut Sun and Indiana Fever, saw a moment they will never forget.
Time the Indiana Fever plays the Connecticut Sun, it is a very
Less than 3 minutes remain. Caitlin took JCS's knee straight to the groin. Sheldon.
With the groin injury. Looks like she's in pain after that pass.
Whether it was careless or simply awkward, honestly, it makes little difference because there was harm. Initially, Caitlin did what she consistently does. She continued to play and made a crucial three. However, the cameras captured her slowing down in the last minute. Down. This time, she grasped at her groin with the right side, not like her before. Harm.
You know, I don't want to make too big an issue about one particular player, one particular call, but I think the burgeoning rivalries in professional basketball, you see rivalries obviously among clubs, but also among individual players too. And I think that can be ultimately good for the.
She attempted to dismiss it, but everyone saw the most tragic moment. She paused in the middle of clay and went to, leaning against the support of the basket. She put her hands over her face. It was evident that she was making a lot of difficult to keep from crying.
Like the All-Star weekend is 100% going to not be as big as it was.
This isn't the Caitlin, to be honest. Fans of Clark are aware. The player in question played despite injuries, pressure, and defeats, attention, and never allow the feelings are expressed. Thus, for her to shatter, it was difficult to witness someone go down like that. And the confirmation arrived yesterday. The same as anticipated. Her wounds worsened and she's not there. However, this is where it becomes worse. People are now inquiring about the actual query. Was she previously injured that game? Because keep in mind that this isn't merely another participant. Caitlin Clark is the current motor of the WNBA. Additionally, if she is playing injured in order to support a franchise and a league somebody ought to have taken over, Adam Silver is now involved because of this.
But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league. I would say, seems like she can take care of herself. She's a tough player. I think it may be
due to the events surrounding Caitlin Clark. It's more than simply a personal injury this week. The league is having a predicament. And if they don't win, even for a short time this All-Star, perhaps the weekend is the least of their concerns. Caitlin disclosed this 2 days ago. Long time ago. According to her, the damage has gotten worse, and she is forced to stay out of three-point competitions and All-Star games. But it's more complicated than it appears. This is Clark's native state of Indiana hosted All-Star Weekend. Grass, the one occasion designed to highlight the British star of the league, is in ahead of her domestic admirers.
She's accomplished. Give her her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money.
And it's not taking place you know what? What's the worst part? All of this comes just as the WNBA is in a crucial CBA talks, the type of gatherings that could actually determine whether by 2026, the league will even exist. In other words, the timing couldn't be worse. And today, folks from far outside of Indiana are beginning to take notice. Simply pay attention to what was once said by Adam Silver in an announcement that wasn't even intended to discuss the WNBA. He couldn't stay away from the subject. Thus, when questioned, Silver didn't dodge regarding Clark. He said what everyone is considering.
In terms of the way the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, who I've known and I like, the way she has trouble talking.
I want to see Caitlin treated, of course, equitably and suitably within the league. Now, that may sound tactful, but consider it when the NBA's own commissioner begins to imply that the partner league may not be providing protection. It's a warning if that's its biggest star, an indication that something is really fractured, since the FDS's largest draw is being misused, overdone, or compelled to endure injuries for TV ratings and ticket sales, followed by the harm extends beyond Caitlin Clark's profession. I need to rest, she remarked. Body. Despite this, she will still appear to assist her team's coach from the sidelines. However, this is a forced choice. Time. Additionally, the fact that it required a breakdown of public injuries for her to at last take a break. It's not only regrettable after losing your star participant in your main event during the largest contract negotiations in the league history. This doesn't make sense. The section that's creating fans and insiders get angrier every day. Caitlin Clark is the most prominent figure in the WNBA, the league's top draw. The explanation for why millions of casual supporters even realize there's a WNBA season taking place at this moment.
Asked about Caitlin, then she will say, well, Caitlin and Angel. Well, she wasn't asked about Angel. She was asked about.
However, in order to keep her safe, supporting her, or even just recognizing her contributions to the table, Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner, has been absent from action. It's gotten so awful that esteemed reporter Christine Brennan confronted her directly. Why? Since each time Engelbert has inquired regarding Caitlin Clark, she avoids
games.
If the WNBA is not rigged, they're doing a great job of making it look like it's rigged. Because if you guys didn't see the referees,
instead of discussing Clark specifically, she combines her name with others, such as Angel Ree, even when the only player in doubt is Clark.
It's frustrating for her, I'm sure, especially, and I think, for us as a staff and as a team, just
the problem is that this isn't about giving preference to one player over another. It's about being aware of how sports marketing, the league that surrounds your stars, and the biggest star in the WNBA at the moment is being given the status of an afterthought by its own commissioner. It's pure, adverse. Additionally, the numbers are yelling the reality. Ever since Clark's injury announcement, national TV ratings for the WNBA have gone down. And if you believe that I'm exaggerating, but let me give you the numbers. It was a real drop of 55%. Prior to her injuries, national championship Indiana Fever broadcasts were attracting more than 1.8 million viewers, and it's hardly there anymore. 847,000. Dr. Lucas Schaefer, who practices kinesiology specialists, noted that 141 injuries have struck WNBA players since the current campaign tipped off. Do you think that's possible? 141 people were hurt in a league that only has 179. There are almost one injury among active players for each and every participant. Nevertheless, Engelbert has not taken any action to resolve it.
Obviously, I'm not going to speak for Caitlin, but again, someone who's continued to have setbacks from an injury standpoint. You know, as a former athlete who's had a lot of surgeries myself, it's very frustrating. You feel like you're trying to do everything that you can to put yourself in position to get.
The Colin Clark, Caitlin's brother, took it to X, criticizing the referees for failing to carrying out their one mission. Even Clark's own coach is unable to remain silent. No longer head coach of the Indiana Fever, Stephanie White flat out said after one game,
Colin Clark is way more important to the WNBA than Tiger Woods was to men's golf, even though he was huge. And
that goes beyond simple annoyance. That's a professional coach making a public statement. If the authorities aren't carrying out their employment and the league isn't listening.
Nobody else in this WNBA, now or in the past, has ever carried a league as she.
That is when your players, coaches, your fans, as well as your legends are all stating the same thing, and your commissioner continues to decline to take action. That's what we refer to as a league in free fall. Additionally, unless Angel Bird awakens or a substitute, things will only get worse for her. Let's take a moment to be honest. Caitlin Clark devoted his life to the WNBA. Their season and ratings were saved by her.